What's up guys, Carl Thomas here with another video. Thank you first and foremost for stopping by. If you're new to this channel is all about DJing and helping and giving advice to DJs, whether you're new, starting out, thinking of starting, or further along in your DJing journey. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my 5 biggest regrets in my journey as a DJ so far. Now, first and foremost, it's important to say that everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has regrets. We are only human. We're not like machines. We're not super computers. So yeah, everyone makes mistakes. And to be quite honest, they are probably the best thing in life to help you develop, to help you to progress and to learn. So I do think that like having made some mistakes is probably a good thing, and it's probably shaped me as to who I am as a person. But I'm going to tell you about my 5 biggest regrets, so that if you're a new DJ, if you're a beginner DJ, maybe it's food for thought and you may want to write them down, note them down, so that you don't make similar mistakes to what I've done on my journey. So straight into it then, the first regret, whatever you want to call it, that I've made in my career as a DJ is social media. Now, when I started back in the day, we didn't have social media. Smartphones weren't a thing, Facebook wasn't a thing, Twitter, all of that, it did not exist. And obviously, as I started in clubs when I was like 18, Facebook then kind of arrived on the scene, followed by Twitter, and then Instagram and all the rest of it followed. But yeah, Facebook was like the first thing. And I think to begin with, not many people really utilized it like they do today. Like social media was still fairly new. And I set up obviously a personal profile and a DJ page at the time, but my consistency with social media was absolutely shocking back in the day. Like, I would post every so often. I would get like bored with posting, and then I would delete the page, and then I think, right, I want to start again from scratch, and it's going to be different this time. And there was this constant yo-yo of start, stop, and I never really utilized like my fan page. I mean, if I started back then and was consistently posting like to this day, then my Facebook page probably would be a lot bigger than what it was now. But I constantly had this battle of start, stopping, and deleting it and starting things again, and it was just no good. One thing I will say with any kind of social media is be consistent with it. I'm not a guru by any means. I haven't got like the biggest amount of followers on any platform, but I would say recently my results have been far better. So for example, on Instagram, which is what I would consider to be my main platform now, I constantly have a story up. I regularly post, or I try to regularly post, and that consistency has earned me some followers. Be consistent with your social media and realize that most of it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not gonna like happen overnight unless you are some absolute wizard that knows how to go viral. Number 2, I would say, is doing a season abroad. Now, if you're not familiar with this concept, essentially the weather here in the United Kingdom is absolutely shocking. At the best of times we have rain. It never really gets that hot. The summer is, you know, a little bit unpredictable even. So a lot of people, what they will do is go abroad to certain party destinations. So we're talking places like Ibiza, which is in the Balearic Islands of Spain, Magaluf, which is a town on another Balearic island called Mallorca, and then places like in Greece, like Zante, Cyprus, Ayia Napa. A lot of British people will congregate in those areas over the summer months from like May through to September. And because a lot of British people go over there, the bars, the clubs, all the party venues look for British DJs, British bar staff, British sort of reps as well. And to be quite honest, as a DJ, it's a great opportunity to get some experience abroad. Now, I never did the whole season abroad when I was younger. And I deeply regret it. Unfortunately, I was a little bit naive. I had a girlfriend at the time, which I kind of put first, and so I never went abroad, even though I desperately wanted to do it. And now I'm like in my 30s. I've settled down a bit now in terms of like house, car, DJ residencies, all of that kind of stuff. But I would say is that if you're a new DJ and you're thinking, do you know what, do I want to do this long term? A season abroad is going to do you the world of good, because not only will you have a lot of fun, you will probably realize if DJing is the right thing for you, because you're going to be working long hours. I'm not going to lie about it. You're probably going to be working 5 to 7 nights a week, and the money is not going to be that great. But the experience is going to be fantastic. You're going to have, different customers week in, week out, and, it could potentially be the best 3-4 months of your life. And it's quite easy to get jobs, so I hear, in some of these like party bars in those destinations. So if you're young enough and you haven't got those commitments, I would thoroughly recommend considering doing a season abroad, obviously when everything gets back to normal in the world. In at number 3, a regret for me, this is a very personal one, is I sold my vinyl decks, my Technics 1210s. You could buy them brand new when I sold them, but little did I know that they would be discontinued, and they're actually worth so much more money now than what they were when I sold them. But yeah, one of my biggest regrets is selling my turntables. Number 4, music production. Like, if I was younger and I did my whole DJing career again, I would definitely get into music production, because these days being a producer is the kind of only thing that can take you from there to kind of there in terms of DJ gigs. I would say that I've been very fortunate in the clubs that I've played. I play a lot of, obviously, the high street commercial venues, very large venues, some obviously larger than others, and I've enjoyed it, I love it. But in order to take your DJing game from here to here, the missing piece of that puzzle would be music production, because then you if you're releasing your own tracks, if you're releasing your own remixes, people will get to know you more as an artist rather than just a DJ, and that will probably unlock a lot more doors for you. Number 5 is networking. Now, I always say in all of my videos, network. It is the key to everything. And to be quite honest, I do network, obviously, that's how I've got a lot of the gigs that I have done, but there have always been opportunities where I've missed them, or I feel like, do you know what, I wish I spoke to that person, or I wish I could have networked a little bit more, or spoken to more people, or made a little bit more effort with someone. So if you go that extra mile to network, put yourself out there, you're only going to reap the benefits of that, and potentially get yourself into more places, open more doors for yourself. I'm always a little bit critical of myself, because I'm always like, I should have spoken to him, or I should have made a little bit more effort. But yeah, honestly, network at every opportunity. And if you don't know the person, or if it's completely new to you, ultimately, you have absolutely nothing to lose. What is the worst that could come of a conversation with somebody that you have never spoken to before, or potentially you are never going to see again? So think of it like that way. But yeah, guys, networking is so key, and try and network at every opportunity. That was a very quick video. I hope that you have enjoyed it and found some of these tips useful. These are just some of my personal regrets, my personal mistakes, and I hope that by sharing them with you, you can go away and not make the same mistakes that I did along my journey. If you like this type of thing, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you fancy, and I will see you in the next video.